Question 5. Rectangle A is made from centimeter squares. So that means that each of these squares is 1 centimeter long. You don't need to write it in. It's implied from this statement here. Part A. What fraction of rectangle A is shaded? Well, if we count the number of squares that's shaded first of all, then we will get 8. And that is out of the grand total of squares that we have here, which involves 6 across, 4 high. You could count them all individually, or you could identify that 6 times 4 will give us 24. So our fraction will be 8 out of 24. When you simplify that, although it's not needed, because this is a 1-mark question, but a good habit would be to simplify it. When you simplify it gives you 1 over 3. But if you've wrote 8 over 24, you will get the 1 mark. And of course, if you write 1 over 3, you'll also get the 1 mark. You won't get 2 for it, but in any case, 1 over 3 is nicer, let's say. It's definitely more simple. Rectangle B is made from centimeter squares, so again, every line that makes up a square in the diagram will be 1 centimeter. Part B, shade 20% of this rectangle. So 20% is the same as 20 out of 100, which if you simplify that will become 1 out of 5, 1 over 5. So 1 in every 5 squares will be shaded. Now there are 15 squares here. So although we simplified the fraction 20 over 100 by dividing top and bottom by 20 in order to get 1 out of 5, we can then sort of unsimplify our fraction here, so we end up with it over 15. In order for that to happen, we would need to multiply this 5 by 3 to get 15, which means if we multiply the top by 3, we will get 3 squares out of the 15. So it doesn't really matter which 3, well, it definitely doesn't matter. Any 3 squares that you shade in for this, and you will get the mark for that. Part C, work out 30% of 185. So 30% is the same as 3/10, or 30 out of 100 first of all, which simplifies to 3/10. Now you've got options here. You could type into the calculator 30% times 185. You could type into the calculator 3/10 times 185. 3/10 is also, as a decimal, 0.3. You can multiply that by 185. Either way, you'll get the same. You get the same amount of marks, no matter which of these you do, and that will give you 55.5. You could, of course, do 3/10, sort of, we'll call it the old-fashioned non-calculator method. You could first of all divide 185 by 10 to get 18.5. That's finding 1/10. And then in order to get 3/10, you multiply it by 3. Either way, 55.5 is your answer. Done.